Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this evening's Springboard to Summit call. I'm really grateful to you all this evening logging on to listen, given that there is a rather big event happening this evening. Of course, it's our call. It's not anything to do with the football. So thank you, everybody, for log on and listen. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Sue Thomas, and Simon and Springboard, and get a real flavour for why you should be at the summit and how it can really transform your business. I just wanted to share with you my experience of the summit. If you have dialed in on a telephone, I really appreciate it if you are just able to mute your actual telephone, because there can be a little bit of feedback from telephones as well. But I can't mute telephones, unfortunately, from where I am. So well, I've been with Synergy 2 years. This will be my third summit in Turin. And when I first joined Synergy, one of the first meetings I went to, I saw the summit was advertised in Vienna. And I went through a range of emotions before I decided whether I was going to book for the summit, because I didn't feel I could justify it. I've got 3 children, and I needed to arrange childcare for them. Could I reconcile with myself the cost of the flight and the cost of the accommodation? There was a number of things that I went through in my mind that I was concerned about. But I overcame all of those issues and decided that actually, you know what, it was exactly what I needed to do. So I booked my summit ticket in Vienna, and I still to this day do not regret a single moment or a single penny of the money that I spent going to my first experience of a summit in Vienna, because it was just the most fabulous weekend. From a community point of view, getting to see all the other people who made up Synergy in Europe, but also from a team cohesion point of view as well, and bringing the team together and seeing all the other European leaders and the UK leaders and meeting new people, but learning so much. And I was completely blown away by the emphasis that Synergy Worldwide put on the European Summit. And it did help my business to grow. Without a doubt, it helped my business to grow. And I've subsequently been to Barcelona last year, which was equally as good. And I'm really looking forward to and excited about the summit coming up in October. So now there are a few more of you on, and I've kind of done my little spiel. I just want to say hello to a few people. Campbell, Catherine, great to have you on. Thank you so much for giving up your time. Helen Fetzer, Lara Brooke, Michael Cross, Nicola Kenworthy, hello. Thank you for spending the time to come on and have a listen this evening. Stein, there are lots of European names on there that I am not going to embarrass myself by saying, but Eric Gammels, welcome. Ted Johnson, there's a great number of you on the call this evening, so I really do appreciate you logging on and listening to this evening's call. So we've got some really good stuff lined up. We're going to be speaking to Paul Blad in just a while. But before I do, I would like to welcome on one of my team members, actually, who has been to both summits with me as well, Kerry Madgwick. Kerry, are you there?
Yes. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Kerry. Hi. Thank you really so much for joining us this evening. Kerry, tell us about your experience of, well, both summits. What was your experience of the first summit, and how do you feel that it kind of transformed your business going forward?
I think for me, so the same thing. I mean, the first summit, I think we kind of joined Synergy in the March or April, and the summit was in September. So I have to say, I didn't really have any hesitation in booking my ticket for the summit. I was really excited about it. Apart from anything else, I'd always wanted to go to Vienna, so that's always a bonus. But I think for me, the main thing was just meeting so many people who were just the nicest people. And I think it's really a testament to Synergy that everyone who is in the business is just, everyone is like-minded, and everyone has the same passion and the same excitement and enthusiasm. And I think the thing with going to the summits obviously is the input from Synergy, and just how fantastic and amazing the summits are with the speakers and the knowledge and the information that's given, but it was outside of the summit, was meeting and getting to know other people, so within our own team and people in Synergy worldwide as a whole. And I think that's it. It's just, I think Bart said last night that it is like a second family, and I think that, you know, that is a huge thing when you're running kind of your own little business. To go to a summit like that and see that you're part of something that is just so much bigger is just so inspiring and so motivating.
It really is, isn't it? And we as well were lucky enough to be there when Synergy launched Purify, and last year when they launched TrueLoom, and the learning that we experienced as well, being new into the business, was quite phenomenal, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is a big thing. I think probably, you know, I think having faith in the other people. I mean, obviously, I know I'm in your team. I had faith in you coming across into the business, but it's then meeting all of those other people and having the faith in the, you know, the other people who are involved in Synergy, and obviously all the European leaders and everyone. And I think that's a huge, big thing. And then it's having the trust in the products. And as you say, with all the knowledge and the education, you just come away, you know, knowing kind of with 100% conviction. And I think it was Dan Higginson told the story that really resonated with me. And he said that his father had told him never to get involved in anything that you weren't 100% proud of. And I think that, you know, really resonated with me. And I can honestly say, I think every time I come away, I just think, do you know what, I am 100% proud to be involved with this company. And I think you don't get that. It's not that you don't get that from going to local meetings and that, but you really, really get that from going to a summit, because it's the things that happen not only within the summit, but outside the little meetings, the people who you get to know from other countries. And yeah, just amazing, phenomenal. And obviously my business grew, I think, after both summits. You know, my business definitely grew. It wasn't only the launch of the new products, but it was just my knowledge increased and just my confidence in the company that we were involved in and taking that message out to everybody.
Yeah, and you really did feel that you were involved with this company that had real authenticity and very strong ethics, and you were able to then kind of go and communicate that with as many people as possible. I remember writing massive lists all the way through that first summit of all the people I needed to go and share this with, and why haven't I got them to come along in the first place?
I know. I think I've still got a little A3 book that's almost filled from start to finish with all my notes and everything that are in there, and everything's starred and highlighted. And yeah, it was just it's an amazing experience. And I think it's, you know, it's something that, you know, for me, I think you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll be inspired and motivated. But the one thing is, you'll never, ever regret going to a summit ever. I don't know anyone who's ever said, oh, I wish I hadn't gone, because it is just, you know, it's that amazing. And it's a couple of, you know, days away in another country, and the venues are always amazing as well. And I think that's, you know, that's also worth taking into consideration, how well organized it is, you know, from the start to the finish of the summit, and the presenters and everybody who's there as well. So
yeah, it is absolutely, it is one of the best weekends that you will experience, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kerry. I really appreciate your time this evening, and just sharing your insights there into your experiences with the 2 summits that you've been to, and kind of encouraging as many people as possible to get their ticket bought if they haven't done so far. So thank you, Kerry. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me on. Speak to you later.
Thanks, Kerry. Thanks. Bye. So I'm going to see if Paul, are you able to unmute yourself? Paul Blad.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Paul. Paul is our presidential executive, and we are super grateful again to you, Paul, for giving up your time this evening to come and share your kind of thoughts and feelings about the summit and how important they are from, you know, from a Synergy Worldwide perspective. So, Paul, for you, what is so special about the European Summit? Why do you need to make sure you've got your whole family there essentially every year?
Well, and it's interesting because in listening to the comments, you'll hear a theme over and over the last couple of nights, whether it's somebody who's been extremely successful, another presidential executive, somebody who's made millions and millions of dollars in the industry like Bart Woodcook, whether it's the corporate people or somebody brand new. And thanks to Terry sharing her great experience and Sue on what they took away from the summit. But there's this theme that you hear over and over about how powerful the summits are. Yes, there's great material and there's great learning that goes on, and you get to hear about new products and new marketing tools, and you get to feel the heart and soul, some of the people involved. But it's the feeling that you come away, especially when it's a company like Synergy Worldwide, that it's like, look, this company is going places, they're doing things right, they're honest, they're ethical, and it gives you the chance to rub shoulders with the people involved. It gives you a chance to meet the corporate people. It gives you a chance to meet the other leaders. It gives you a chance to meet people who've been with the company for more than a decade. Rudy and I were talking. It's like, this is our 17th year in Synergy Worldwide, and I have not missed a summit since. I've been to every European summit that they've had from the beginning, and the company puts a special emphasis on these European summits because they know, and I think I heard Bart talk about it, or maybe it was Rudy yesterday talk about, you have all these different countries coming together and all these different personalities and people from all walks of life, varying different economic backgrounds, from pretty much every different kind of individual you can think of. And it's so incredible to see everybody come together for a common cause. It's incredible to hear people talk about, their dreams that they're trying to create. It's incredible to hear people talk about the experiences that they've had with the products. And many of these are very emotional, and when you have a company that can actually create that kind of impact and change lives like we truly can with Synergy Worldwide, it's something that you have to see firsthand. And it's interesting because I'm glancing at the TV as we speak, Sue, and you and I were laughing about this earlier today. And I'm surprised anybody's on this call. England's up 1-0 in the World Cup, where it just clicked over to the 55th minute.
But we'll be finished. We'll be finished before the final whistle blows, so we'll be fine.
Yes, we will. We will, and we promised that we would make this quick. And it's interesting, just because, we're joking about this, but I truly look at the European Summit as sort of, it's like we get to have this World Cup every single year. That's the European Summit. And yes, like I said, the information is fantastic, and you heard Sue and Kerry talk about that you're going to come away with. But more importantly, it's the feelings you're going to get, those relationships you're going to create, and it just builds your belief and builds your hope that whatever you're trying to create personally in this company, that there are other people that are out there trying to do the same thing.
And it's interesting, that football analogy as well, Paul, because in the UK, the kind of whole football thing is kind of bringing the nation together to kind of celebrate and watch. And that's what the summit does. It brings the whole of Synergy Europe together to celebrate our successes and the fact that we're all involved with this fantastic company. It really does pull everybody together and get everybody kind of just sharing and working together and communicating and really kind of elevating Synergy on a European scale and a worldwide scale.
It's really true. I was here listening to one of the commentators talk, about, look at this group of people who may not originally get along, but because the country is completely united, in following the World Cup. Like you said, Sue, it truly does bring people together. That's what the summit does.
Yeah.
And it's not something you heard Sue say this. You heard every single person talk about this. I promise you, you will be sitting in Torino and you will be wishing that you would have more of your team members here And it doesn't matter whether that's 1 or 2 or 100 or 500. I have not gone to one summit in the US, worldwide, in Asia, or in Europe where I wish I did not have more people sitting here because of the information, because of the feeling, because of the relationships, because of the belief that people come away. And that only happens with companies that are truly built on a very solid foundation like we have here. And we've just begun. We just opened our offices, as Bart talked about a couple of months ago in Barcelona. You know, you heard Carmelo talk about yesterday the staffing process they're going through right now. And so it truly is a great time to be involved with Synergy. And you're not going to get that feeling as big and great as you can if you attend the Torino Summit.
Absolutely. So I alluded at the beginning where I was sort of saying I went through a range of emotions. Could I justify it? I needed to sort out childcare and or various different things. Could I justify the plane ticket and all that kind of thing? So for some people, they can see it as an expense that they're not sure whether they can justify. But what's the message that you would give to anyone who's undecided, who's going through those range of emotions at the minute to help them make the right decision to attend the summit?
No, and I understand that, you know, because there is an expense involved, you know, and it's like, okay, how do I juggle this, and is it worth it to go there? I would say that if you're serious about this from a business perspective, this is a business expense. This is something that you cannot you cannot not make the decision to go. It's that important to you. You wouldn't go start a franchise business at Subway and decide you're not going to the kickoff where you go learn how to run your franchise and how to, you know, set up shop and everything. You just wouldn't do that, you know, and yet because the barrier of entry sometimes is so low in network marketing, we don't understand how impactful events like the summit can be on your business long term.
Mm-hmm. And it really you do have to just absolutely see it as an investment in your business, don't you? You can't see it as anything other than this is a business expense. This is an investment in me and my learning and my self-development, but also longer term. I mean, I couldn't begin to even monetize the value that I got from that first Synergy Summit that I went to in terms of how my business grew. There is just no, I should have probably done the metrics, but I didn't. But I could absolutely say that the expense to me of going in the first place has been paid back hundreds of times over.
You know, and I would add to that, Sue. It's, yes, there's lots of learning and there's lots of business and you rub shoulders, and sometimes it's the meetings after the meetings, they're the most important. You know, it's sitting down with your team, sitting down with upline, sitting down with crossline, you know, sharing ideas. But it is a lot of fun too, honestly. It's like I've had people say, you know what, I look forward to these because I know not only am I going to come away with a wealth of information on what to do from a business perspective, you know, recharge my battery, you know, but I know that I'm going to have fun, going to enjoy myself. And trust me, I know this, the UK groups do not go anywhere without having fun. So,
we absolutely do not. We get our flags and we get the volume high and we make sure that everyone knows we're there.
Very true, very true.
So, Paul, I appreciate your time this evening. I really do appreciate you spending this time. I know you were on the call on Monday and last night as well. So, and we appreciate all the support you give us as well in the UK. And I know you're coming over to the UK later in the summer as well. So, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And we will look forward to seeing you soon. And
yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you, Paul.
And I do look forward. Thank you so much, Sue. And I really do appreciate the leadership that is exhibited across the groups in the UK. And Dan Norman sent me a message. He was supposed to be on today, and he had an emergency with his grandson in the hospital. And so his thoughts, you know, he said, hey, please let the group know I will be on again. So he's the president of our company. And I do look forward to see everybody on the 18th in August. So thanks, Sue.
We'll organise another call for Dan to come on and do his bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Yeah, so thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. So, as you can hear, then Paul said that Norman has been unable to join us this evening due to a medical emergency. So we are very, very fortunate in that we have Synergy's senior marketing manager, Jake Rothfels, with us this evening, who has attended and coordinated and been the kind of backbone, if you like, of so many of the European summits. So, Jake, are you there? Can we hear you?
I am here. I am here. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Thank you so much, Jake, for joining us this evening. I really do appreciate your kind of, I know you've broken away from a lunch with your wife as well, haven't you, to come and help us out on this call. So apologies to your wife, and thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, no problem. This is my pleasure.
Thank you. So for us, we can see that the emphasis that Synergy places on the European Summit, the Synergy Worldwide places on the European Summit, is very, very significant. Can you share with us why the Synergy European Summit is so important to Synergy? What's the kind of why behind the reason for running that summit in Europe?
I'm happy to talk about that. You know, an advantage that Europe has, and a reason why it's very important to us here at Synergy headquarters, is that Europe is just starting. I mean, Europe, the Synergy presence in Europe is just beginning to grow. And so the summit is when our family, our European family, gathers together, right? All of the team members from across Europe, they gather, and it's not, we don't see thousands and thousands of people there yet like we do in Asia, but we see dedicated people. We see the pioneers, we see the leaders, and they're gathered. We see the people that will someday be, you know, the next pearls and presidentials, and that's what's being cultivated at each summit. You know, part of what makes this particular summit special as well is that Europe had only 3 products for so many years. We had what we call the V3 products, right? Pro Arginine, Phytolife, Mystify, and that was it. And so many of our European events, we had 3 products to really talk about and to be excited about. And then within the past couple of years, we have launched TrueLume Skincare. We have launched Purify. We've launched E9. So many more products, and it's kind of been a whirlwind. And again, at the summit, we see the pioneers of Synergy Europe. We see the dedicated, you know, people who want to leave a legacy, and they're taking the whirlwind, and they're being awesome about it. Excuse me, being brilliant with whirlwind.
I love the way you say brilliant. That works for me.
Thank you. I love saying it. It's a much more smart word than awesome, and I need to make it a permanent part of my vocabulary. And that's another great thing about the summit, is it helps me expand my vocabulary and improve it. But for real though, this summit will be, again, a gathering of the Synergy Europe pioneers, the leaders, the people that are going to take Synergy to the next level and fill auditoriums in 2019 and 2020 and 2021 and beyond. And we are going to elevate those people. The people who show up to Summit in Torino in 2018 are the people who are going to become the guides of Synergy's elite health line. They are going to receive a product education. They are going to receive a opportunity education, and they're going to be doing it with like-minded people. They're going to be shoulder to shoulder with like-minded people. And to be honest, in 2021, it'll be great, and it will be grand and exciting, because we're going to grow and grow, but it won't be as intimate as what you're going to experience now in 2018. And there's something to be said about that intimacy. I mean, this is when somebody who just joined the company can essentially sit down with Paul Blad, when they can see outside the auditorium Bart Woodcook and Carmelo Danzi, our vice president, and all the executives and all the leaders and top earners. They can be enjoying the same space with them in a relatively intimate atmosphere. And that is special. And people in 2021 and beyond are going to look back at Torino in 2018 and say, wow, Do you remember that? Do you remember that auditorium in Torino? And look at where we've come. Look at what we have become since then.
Yeah, and there's nothing quite as important as learning from those key leaders as well, and having the time to learn from those key leaders at this stage in the business. So if you get that opportunity, which you will do at Torino, then you know, it's going to absolutely excel your business beyond anything you could even begin to think about at this stage.
And the product conversations and education that is available. Again, that's a big part of what you're going to see at Summit this year, is a product focus and a product education. And we're going to really talk about, is elite health just a fun word that we say? Is that what we hope our mission is at Synergy, is helping people, you know, leave a legacy with elite health products? Or is it something that we're actually able to provide to our customers? And is elite health really something that can be achieved? And the answer is absolutely. And that's what's going to take everyone who is in the auditorium in Torino. That is what is going to take them to the next level, because people that they share Synergy with will see results. I hope I'm making sense, but that's particularly at this moment, that's one of the things I'm so excited about. And we're going to treat the summit as this important cultivation of our product ambassadors, our future, you know, leaders of myriads of people. And this is, the summit is such a milestone.
It's taking people to the top, isn't it? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I was going to ask Dan Norman if, as Carmelo's boss, he could give us more of a sneak peek than Carmelo could into it yesterday. But because we had a change of plan, I am not going to compromise you, Jake, and ask you if you can give us more of a sneak peek than Carmelo could give us yesterday. But what I would like to do is ask you, what is the main message you would leave for people now about attending the summit in Torino in October? What would you say to someone?
Okay. The main message I would say, if I were to make an assumption that everyone who's involved in this webinar right now is planning on going to the summit, that would be wonderful. Now, what is the message that you can take to your people, to your customers, or to the people in your team? If you come to the summit, if you can bring these people to the summit in Torino, you will have a product experience. You will be able to become far more of an expert on elite health than you were otherwise. That is, content-wise, that is something that I'm promising right now. We will be helping you to be a far more effective and efficient product ambassador, and that's going to help you in your business. It's going to help you in your own life as you seek out elite health in your daily habits and in your daily life. The other thing that I would say is, again, we are planning a summit that will cultivate our leaders, our next generation of leaders. And so if you're just a star level team member right now, if you're just maybe a silver or a gold, and you're hoping for bigger things, you're hoping for more income, you're hoping to lead more people into prosperity, this summit is our chance to support you. We want to provide you with all the support you can get. And so join with us. Let's do it together. We're going to grow. That's the focus. We're going to elevate. Elevate your business, elevate your health. We're focused. We're going to do it together. And hopefully that encourages some of your friends, some of your contacts to make the trip to Torino. We realize it's a sacrifice for many, but it'll be worth it. It will be worth it.
We are elevating, and nothing is going to stop us, is it?
That's right. That's right.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Jake, for stepping into the breach. We really do appreciate it, and thank you for your fantastic contribution. And I know that everybody listening will have got a huge amount of motivation and inspiration from that to go away and talk to their teams and make sure they've got as many team members there as they possibly can. So thank you, Jake.
My pleasure. Truly my pleasure. And the last thing I do want to say, by the way, is that by far the best weeks of my life have been European summits.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
The past 4 years I've been able to go to the European summit have been absolutely memorable, and I'll never forget any of them.
And you can't wait to go to the next one.
You bet. I will be there, very excited, a big smile on my face.
Brilliant. We look forward to seeing you then, Jake. Thank you again. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. So I really hope that you were able to take huge inspiration from this evening's contributors to our Springboard to Summit calls. The point of these calls is really to help people who are undecided to make that decision to come to Torino, because it is a life and business changing experience. But also the point of these calls is to help you communicate back to your team members, if they're even not on the call this evening, to say, you know what, you've got to get to this summit because it is going to make a difference to how you develop and how your business develops, and how much of a difference you can make to people in terms of their health and in terms of their wealth. So it is 8:30. I am going to shut up and let everybody go back and watch the final 15 minutes of the football. But it just leads me to say that tomorrow evening, Kim Bradley is so super excited about her call tomorrow evening. I cannot tell you, she is about to burst. Kim is our wonderful team director in the UK, driving forward with huge amounts of ideas and passion and focus to help everyone grow and develop their businesses and learn. And Kim is going to finish off our week of Springboard to Summit calls very excitingly with Diane Levitt, my absolute hero. I think Diane is just absolutely wonderful. She's such a servant leader and so passionate about sharing synergy with everyone. If you haven't heard Diane Levitt speak, you really must get on the call tomorrow evening, because she is an absolute inspiration. And Kim was saying earlier on, the supermarkets are going to run out of tissues, because you will be laughing, you will be crying, and you will be sharing in Diane's passion. And also, on top of Diane, if that wasn't enough, we've got Dan Higginson, our founder, who is so authentic and ethical and has huge amounts of integrity, and is going to share with you. And he comes to the summit in Europe every year. He's up there on the stage. You can have a conversation with him in the auditorium. He's in there. He's that real leader of leaders. So really do make sure you are on the call tomorrow evening. It is going to be an absolutely fabulous call to finish off this week-long Springboard to Summit calls. It just leaves me to say thank you so much to Simon and John for leading on the calls earlier this week, but also thank you to Jake for stepping in, for Paul Blad's contribution, to Kerry as well for her contribution, and to all the other people that have contributed during this week, and to all you guys who've made the time and given up your evening for half an hour to come on and listen to this call. So we really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. And go and get your tickets. Book your tickets if you haven't done it yet, or if you've already done it, go and tell your team members to book their tickets, and make sure you've got a target of team members that you want to get there. So I look forward to speaking to you all again soon. Again, thank you so much for joining us, and make sure you're on that call with Kim Bradley tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.